Hey guys, so it's time to take a look at the abilities and the kits for the new tag character incoming tomorrow, Super Saiyan 2 Trunks and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta, the father-son GALICK gun Vegeta and Trunks. This is part 2 of Legends Festival. We have one of these ability commentary videos here. I do like these. I do like that they do these. Gives us basically a complete look at the character in advance, so we can see what they're doing, see their strengths, see the weaknesses, and let's jump right in here and see what they do, because we actually know nothing. They didn't even give us a revealed stuff for this. So okay, so it looks like they are ranged type, huh? Okay. Oh, we already did know that they were yellow because of the preview in the news. And yeah, the tags. This is probably going to be the most important part about this character, just the sheer amount of teams that they're on. Vegeta Clan, Hybrid Saiyan, Future, Saiyan, God Key. That's 5 like actually legitimate options for teams. 5. I don't think another character is able to actually say that they fit on 5 like legitimate good teams. That is ridiculously good. This is probably, just because of that, this is probably one of the most valuable characters you can even own before I even look at what they're able to do, just based off of the amount of teams they're on. All right, so let's keep going here. So this is the Z ability. I guess this is going to be the 6-star Z ability. So 30% to Future, Vegeta Clan, or Hybrid Saiyan's blast attack and defense, and then 15% to Vegeta Clan strike defense. All right, so Vegeta Clan gets a little bit of an extra buff there. Interesting. All right, so the strike arts. So Trunks, his strike arts, -5 to own special move arts cost for 15 timer counts on hit. On hit means he actually has to land this. So if you strike cancel with this card, you're not going to get the effect of this, which is, I guess, kind of notable. But the -5, that, I mean, you could ramp that up, right? Let's say this guy gets in 6 of these. That's -30 to the special move arts cost. That's pretty significant. And then the blast arts is, oh, he has the anti-blast armor thing on his blast card. Okay, so 180% to damage inflicted against blast armor. Definitely going to be scary, but I typically don't really see these to be too relevant, at least in top tier PvP. Most of the time, people aren't typically trying to take advantage of blast armor, at least from like long range, because everybody knows how to really play around it. But you know, if you catch somebody with this blast card and they're blast armoring through this, they're going to take a ton of damage. All right, so the Trunks side, his green card. So the green card draws a special move arts card next, activates twice. So he gets 2 guaranteed force blue card draws from the green card. He gets 50 key. Okay, that's good because we know it's a stop time already. 30% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Cancels own attribute downgrades at abnormal conditions. Applies the following effects to self based on own remaining health. So if your HP is between 50% and 30%, restores health by 10%, and then restores vanishing gauge by 50%. And if your HP is below 30%, restores health by 15%, and then he restores vanishing gauge by 70%. And I'm assuming that those have no limits. But the only thing is you have to have a certain amount of HP remaining. So I'm assuming that if you have over 50% HP, you don't actually get any of those additional perks. But I mean, you're still getting damage, you're still getting key back, you're still getting a blue card twice, and you're canceling, debuffs. That's pretty powerful. I mean, if you're able to infinitely restore your vanishing gauge by 70% when your HP is below 30%, that's pretty powerful. Obviously, the heal is going to push you above the threshold, so it's going to trigger different portions, but it's not bad. It's not a bad green card. I would say that I probably do like the Super Saiyan 4 as a green card better, just because and most of the time it's going to result in you getting a priority. So I think I do give the slight edge to the Super Saiyan 4s. Well, I don't even know if it's slight. I think it's a pretty significantly better green card for them. All right. Let's see. So the blue card deals massive impact damage, blast armor when charging forward, draws a blast card next. Okay. 40% of special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. That's a lot, just for free. minus 40% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts, and then nullifies endurance. Yeah, pretty powerful. This is going to hit pretty hard. Interesting that it draws you a blast card next. So it's going to basically, like if you have a full hand of cards and you use this blue card raw, it's going to replace the blue card in your hand with the blast card when the animation's done. Okay, it seems pretty strong. I mean, minus 40% enemy sustained damage cut is pretty strong. And then on top of that, you're getting the extra 40% damage inflicted. So this should be hitting pretty hard. All right, what do we got next? All right, so here's the unique ability for, I guess, the Trunks side, but don't really expect it to differ too much. Following effects occur when battle starts or when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. So it gets 90% damage inflicted, cannot be canceled, 30% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. So that's going to be 120. Reduces damage received by 60%. Okay. Minus 5 to own blast arts costs, plus 15% to blast damage inflicted by allied tag future. 15% to strike damage inflicted by allied tag Vegeta clan. Okay, so they're buffing different types of damage depending on the tag that they're on. So I'm assuming that because this character is obviously both on Future and Vegeta Clan, they're going to be receiving both benefits of those buffs. So they're going to be getting the 15% blast and strike damage buffs from their own ability. So I'm just gonna assume that that's just a 15% damage buff that they're getting. So I'm going to add that to the initial value of 120. So they're going to be at basically 135 damage inflicted when they enter the battlefield, which is really good. I mean, it's nothing like insane, but it's good to start with. But they're also buffing allies as well, again, depending on the tag that they're on. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what's next here. Okay, so applies the following effects to self once 20 counts have elapsed from battle start or after entering the battlefield via tag switch. Restores health by 10%. 70% to damage inflicted, cannot be canceled. 70%, huh? That's a lot. Applies the following effect itself once 20 counts have elapsed from battle start or after entering the battlefield via tag switch. So that's a little confusing, actually. Okay, so if you don't tag switch into Vegeta, I guess, you still get the effects of this. I assume. That's okay, interesting. So he's grabbing, so he's going to be at 70% damage inflicted from this portion. He's already going to be at, what did I say, 135 from this portion once you factor in both of these, the blast and strike damage. So what is that, 205% damage inflicted? Okay. Reduces damage received by 10%. That's good. And then minus 5 to arts cost, which he already had minus 5 to blast cost, right? Here. So he's going to have minus 10 to blast cost, huh? That's the tag ability. Part of the tag? No, it's not even the tag ability because it's part of the unique ability. Interesting. Okay. What's next? All right, so the second unique ability is the knockback, the cover change. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their blast arts attack. Activates during assists, comboable arts, special move arts. Applies the following effect itself when this character uses a blast arts. He restores ki by 10 every time he uses a blast card. The reason why that's ridiculous is because he's already reducing the cost by 10. Okay, so we haven't yet seen card draw speed, which is something I'm definitely looking for now. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 2 timer counts once. Activates once. Activation count resets when character switch or tag switch is performed. Okay. So if you, I guess, if you switch to Vegeta and then switch back to Trunks, this is gonna reset, I assume. Or if you switch out, yeah, if you switch out to a different character, then go back to this guy, he's gonna have that again. So it's only once. Nullifies enemy special actions, activate, yeah, when changing cover. So he's nullifying cover for 2 counts when he uses a blast card once. It's a bit restrictive, but all right, I can see that. Following effects occur upon landing a blast arts hit. Draws a blast arts card next. Activates twice. Okay, so this is the quote-unquote Vegito Blue mechanic. We also have already seen this with Red Buhan. Red Buhan does this with blasts, so this is pretty much his mechanic now too. That's very powerful. So honestly, he doesn't really need card draw speed with this, but it would be nice if he still had it. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30 to all arts costs for 3 timer counts. Because it's only 3 timer counts, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it will affect, like it affects the in most cases, it affects the first card your opponent's going to be using after the combo. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 80% to health restoration for 3 counts. Okay, that's pretty good because that's going to affect, you know, the post combo healing. Following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below after being hit by an enemy's art's attack. Randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws a green card next. Once only. 10% to own health restoration for 15 timer counts. Shortens allies' sub count by 5. And then reduces enemy's key by 80. Shortens allies' sub count by 5. I guess if you just want to get out, right? I don't know. This, the funny thing is this will activate if you get rush and you guess the rush. I guess, right? Okay. What next? What's next? Switch ability. Alright, so tag switch to Vegeta. Reverse his own element factors. Okay, so at this point, it's pretty obvious for every single tag character. It's just going to be reverse element factor. It's, yeah. I mean, we knew this was coming already because, again, the preview showed that Vegeta was reverse yellow, so it's not surprising. But at this point, this is, what, the 5th tag character in a row that has this. So, yeah, it's definitely the thing now. Restores health by 10% and ki by 20. 10% of damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Randomly destroys 2 enemy cards. The randomly destroying cards could be annoying if you're just doing it like not in the middle of a combo. But most cases, I feel like you're going to be activating the tag when you're comboing the opponent. So in that instance, it's not really going to be that important. But that's not bad. I mean, he gets more damage from tagging, which I don't really think he needed more damage because he already has ridiculous amounts of damage. But sure, I'll take it. All right. So let's see. Vegeta also gets the same strike card effect, -5 to own special move arts cost. Blast is the exact same. All right, so the green card, 40 key, draws a blast arts card next. Was that the same thing that Trunks had? What was Trunks' green card? Was it also draws a blast arts card next? No, he didn't draw a blast card. He drew a blue card, yeah. All right, so I definitely think Trunks' green card might be better. So 40 key draws a blast card. 10% damage inflicted. Yeah, Trunks' green card is way better. Because even these effects over here, they're destroying enemy cards. Like, this is way worse than just getting Vanish back. So definitely liking Trunks' green card better than Vegeta's for sure. All right, what next? Blue card is massive. Blast armor, draws a blast card. Now, yeah, this is the same. This is the exact same as Trunks's. Okay. All right, so I imagine most of this is going to be... Oh, Vegeta actually has card draw speed. Okay. There we go. Because Trunks didn't have this, right? Let me just make sure. Trunks did not have card draw speed. Yeah, Trunks had extra damage, right? Yeah, Trunks had the extra 30% damage. So basically, the Vegeta side is trading 30% damage for card draw speed, which I definitely think is worth it. So I think I like the unique ability, this unique ability for Vegeta a bit better than the Trunks one. He's still providing the he's giving himself -10 to blast costs as well, just initially. Trunks was 5, wasn't it? Trunks' was 5. Yeah, Trunks' was 5. Yeah, this is the same. Blasts of future, strike to Vegeta clan, and then yeah, that's it. All right, next. Applies the following effects stuff every time this character uses an arts card. Restores ki by 5. 10% damage inflicted for 5 counts. 10% to damage inflicted for 30 counts. Applies the following effects itself after enemy attack is over. 10% damage inflicted for 30 counts. Restores health by 10%. This guy is stacking up a lot of damage. Applies the following... Let me just read this again. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses an arts card. Restores ki by 5. Which is, I guess, technically more balanced than the Trunks one, because Trunks is restoring ki by 10, but it's only on blast card. Whereas Vegeta's restoring ki by 5 on every arts card. 10% damage inflicted for 5 counts. 10% damage inflicted for 30 counts. So what, he has 2 separate stacks every time he uses a card? So he's basically getting 20% damage inflicted. 1 instance is for 5 counts. 1 instance is for 30 counts. And then whenever he gets hit, he's also stacking up damage 10% for 30 counts. 30 counts is a lot. That is a long time. So if you're in the middle of comboing somebody for like a decent period of time, you're going to be stacking up a lot of damage. This is going to get out of hand pretty fast. Okay. All right, let's check out the other unique ability here. So yeah, he has a strike, or he has a cover change against strike cards. I think Trunks's was blast, wasn't it? Trunks's was a blast card. Let me just see if I could find it here. Yeah, Trunks's was a blast cover change, whereas Vegeta's this is a strike cover change. Applies the flying effect itself when this character uses a blast card. Applies, yeah, this is the same exact thing as Trunks. He gets nullified cover for 2 counts when using a blast card. 10% damage for 30 counts? Didn't we... What? Why is it falling? Okay. So, hold on. So, let's just, hypothetically speaking, let's just say Vegeta uses a blast card. What happens when Vegeta uses a blast card? He's picking up 10% damage inflicted for 5 counts. He's picking up 10% damage inflicted for 30 counts. He's picking up 10% damage inflicted for 30 counts. He's getting 30% damage every time he uses a blast card. And he has card draw speed in his base unique ability. And he's also getting ki back whenever he uses a card. And he has minus 10 cost for blast cards. I'm hoping he doesn't have other ways to get cover nullification. Like I'm hoping this is just limited to, like, I'm hoping cover change nullification is just limited to this. This is good, but it's only really gonna last for like, it's only for 2 cards, right? You use a blast card, then you follow it up right away with something else, and that's it. After that, that's it. I guess the good thing about this is if you're fighting like the GT team, and you start with a blast card, you'll pick up cover null, and then you could rush, because then Super Saiyan 4 Goku won't be able to cover rescue against that. But this Vegeta is picking up 30% damage inflicted every time he uses a blast card, and then 20% of that is lasts for 30 timer counts. That's pretty dumb. All right, it continues. Following effects occur upon landing a blast arts hit, reduces enemy ki by 30. Inflicts all enemies that should be downgrade plus 30 to all arts costs for 3 timer counts. Again, I don't really... This is okay. This is good. The HP restoration down by 80% is for 3 counts is very strong. I don't think the ki reduction is very good, unless it's, again, it's paired with ki recovery down, which we did actually see with this guy, the standalone version of this guy, the green LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He reduces ki and ki recovery. That's very strong. Falling effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below. I assume this is the same thing. Yeah, draws a green card, health restoration. Yeah, this is the same exact ability. Okay. And then the switch ability is Trunks, reverse element factor, draws a blast card next. Restores vanishing gauge by 70%. Let me just compare this to the Trunks one. Where is it? So Trunks is 10% damage for 30 counts and destroys 2 enemy cards. Oh my god, this Vegeta one is so much better. Draws a blast card and you get 70% of your vanish gauge back. Okay. That's okay. That looks like that's it. So this is definitely a very heavily blast based unit. They look really good. They definitely look very strong to me. So I guess the most fair unit to compare this to is the tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta that we just got, right? I would probably say these guys might be even looking a little better than they did. It's going to be really tough to just evaluate this character on its own without using them, but it's possible this unit's better. But those tag 4s are really powerful, so we'll see. But I would say that in terms of just pure damage output, this character is definitely going to be higher than the tag 4s. The tag 4s, unless you're talking about Goku's blue card specifically, like, I wouldn't really call their damage output to be that strong. Their specialty is comboing for long periods of time, collecting Dragon Balls, ramping up their damage, stuff like that. Like, they're not there to nuke you out like Beast Gohan is, unless you land like a fully charged up blue card from Goku. The main issue I have with this character, just looking at them right off the bat, I have all their teams pulled up just ahead of time here. Remember, they're going to be on 5 different really good teams. What is this? Yeah, I can get rid of this tab here. So we have Vegeta Clan, Hybrids, Future, Saiyan, and God Ki. So the one downside to this character is just the fact that they're blast based. Because if you take a look at like literally every team that they're on, Vegeta Clan, this guy's strike based. This guy's strike based. Who else is on Vegeta Clan? The Super Saiyan 4 character. I mean, they're pretty strike. Like, Goku is the one doing the damage. You're not really going to be building this character blast based, so they're strike based. This Grade 8 Vegeta is probably soon going to get a Zenkai Awakening. He's strike based. Zenkai Majin Vegeta is strike based. So this guy's strike based, the Zenkai Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So I mean, this is just a very strike based team. Hybrid Saiyans, Beast Gohan strike based. This Trunks is strike based, Future Gohan strike based, Revival Gohan strike based. Pan, I mean, can go either way, I guess, but yeah, very strike based team for hybrids. Future, maybe you could sort of squeeze a blast based Future team because the androids can be built to be blast based. So you at least have one other really strong Future character that can be blast based. Future Gohan, I don't really see a world where you would want him necessarily to be on a blast-based team, but because he can fulfill the role of being like sort of like a supporting disruption character, you don't really have to rely on him doing damage, and for that reason, I think you can pair this Gohan alongside the Gallic Gun, Trunks, and Vegeta, but the problem is he's also yellow. Do you really want to be running 2 yellows? I guess you can get away with it right now just because of Beast sort of like shutting down all the red characters. But if this Gallic Gun, Vegeta, and Trunks become really, really prevalent in the meta, then you're probably gonna start to see more androids, right? So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, this team is strike based, right? This Trunks is strike based, Cell strike based, Vegeta Blue Zenkai strike based, Future Gohan strike based. This free to play Zamasu strike based, Rose is strike based, this guy's strike based. So like the whole team is pretty much strike based. But again, with the androids here, I guess you can slide with a maybe build that is blast based, but I don't know. Saiyans is definitely strike based. I mean, let's take a look here. Broly strike based. This guy, I guess, is blast based, but are you really gonna run this guy next to the this guy? Probably not. Gogeta strike based. UI Goku strike based. The tag 4s are strike based. Dragon Fist. I guess Bardock, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can put him on your team. This Goku is strike based. Like, again, most of the characters in the game are strike based at this point. God Ki really hasn't seen a lot of buffs recently, but I think the main core of the team is strike based. Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku, Vegito Blue. This Gogeta, if he ever gets a Zenkai, is still a strike based character. Kind of a balanced unit, but I think more so leaning towards strike. Rose strike based, Zamasu strike based. So the point of me saying all this is I just think it's going to be difficult to find a team structure for this character, to build a team around this character where you're augmenting their blast, Z abilities and stuff that's really going to benefit them the most, because it's going to hurt the rest of your team when you're putting this character on a, let's just take Vegeta Clan, for example. Let's just say you're running this character next to Zenkai Majin Vegeta, and you build the team to be blast based with a bunch of blast Z abilities to help this character out. you're hurting characters like Majin and Vegeta because they're strike based. Like you don't really want to use this Majin Vegeta on a team that's just buffing a bunch of giving a bunch of blast Z abilities, because it's not what he wants to do. And I feel like the same case can be made for a lot of the characters here. So that's the one downside here. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they probably gave them as much damage as they did, is to compensate for the lack of blast-based teams that exist currently. So that is the one issue that's just popping out to me right now, very obvious to me. But overall, I do like what I'm seeing here. I think they definitely have the potential to be, you know, in the top 2, even potentially even top 1 best character in the game once we see them in action. I think this Vegeta, if I had to choose between which variant I think is better to me, the Vegeta side looks a bit better just because of how much damage he's ramping up from the blast cards. The other thing to note is this character only does get 1 times card draw speed. They don't get card draw speed from anywhere else. It's only on the Vegeta side as well. And then the only part of their kit where they're getting cover nullification is when they use a blast card once only for 2 counts. Then you got to switch over to the Trunks or the Vegeta or whatever. Yeah, so when you tag in or out, or when you switch characters, it's going to reset, which I guess is really good because you can pretty much get 2 free hits in with this before you tag out anyway. So you're really going to be if you're fighting this character, you're really going to be challenged to keep your eye on the buff bar for this unit. Like how many counts have elapsed since they used the blast card? Do they still have it or not? Like you're gonna have to make split-second decisions based off of this. So that's gonna become a mini game during this character's reign here. But let me know down below what you guys think of this character. Really, really strong, I think. But we will have to see how they feel in game. Are they better than the tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta? It's tough to say. They're both really strong, I think. For now, before we get to use them, I will say that this character to me does seem a little stronger than the Tag 4s. Personally, I don't think they're going to overthrow Beast Gohan just from looking at the kit, but I could be wrong. Maybe they feel way stronger in game than they do on paper. Let's see. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one.